Hello everyone, today we are going to explore the legendary Sapphire Vega64 Nitro Plus graphics card that shook the market in 2018. As a contender against the GTX 1080 back then, can this ancient beast still fight in 2025? How does it perform in 2K resolution gaming? Let's find out together. First, let's look at the card's appearance. It truly represents AMD's flagship models, and the Sapphire Vega64 Nitro Plus looks incredibly cool. The primary colors are silver and black. It is augmented with dark grey accents, adding a subtle yet metallic touch. The card is well preserved, with the most of the front foil intact. Includes two 9cm and one 10cm dual ball bearing fans that feature an easy removal process. Simply remove one screw to detach the fans, which simplifies maintenance and parts replacement. Other manufacturers could take a cue from this design. Let's proceed to examine the backplate. The backplate is constructed from aluminum alloy, featuring a Nitro Plus emblem on the right that is quite eye-catching when illuminated. Very nice. Regarding the video interfaces, it has two DP and two HDMI ports and is powered by dual 8-pin connectors. Now let's quickly open it up to check the materials used. Looking at the PCB, it's different from the common GDDR memory in current graphics cards. Vega64's memory is packaged next to the core. It's the two small rectangular chips below, called HBM2 memory, each 4GB totaling 8GB. The power delivery consists of a standard 14+1 phase design. The small capacitors, inductors and MOSFETs are arrayed neatly on the PCB. The PCB design and soldering are impressive, living up to the standards of a top brand AMD card. Moving on to cooling, it employs a large integrated copper base that directly contacts the core and memory. The heat pipes connecting to the main fins consist of three 8mm and three 6mm pipes. Additionally, two extra 6mm heat pipes are specifically designed to cool the power MOSFETs. This shows Sapphire's thoughtful design. It's cleverly designed and easy to disassemble. Now let's move on to the actual testing phase. Firstly, let's introduce the testing platform. To match the card's color scheme, we assembled an all-black rig. The CPU is the widely popular Ryzen 7 5800X3D, cooled by Thermalright's FM240 water cooler and housed in an Asus B550 TUF motherboard. The memory consists of two 16GB sticks of Patriot Viper 6000 C30, powered by a Seasonic PM850 Platinum 850W PSU, housed in a black iGo eHTTP/www.cae.com case with an integrated small screen to display real-time hardware temperatures. Alright, let's not waste time and run the 3D Mark time spy test. The Sapphire Vega64 Nitro Plus scored 731 points. To compare, the 2060 scored 7400, the 3060 scored 8500, and the latest 4060 scored 10500 points. Next, let's do a stress test using international benchmark software. It scored 34,000 on the Lumaster test for reference. Now let's move on to gaming.
Graphics settings 2K3 high enable FSR balance. In-game battle segment certification can reach around 150 frames. It almost hits 2K 1044. Refresh rate performance is good. You're done here. Next is Crossfire HD Remastered at 2K resolution with low preset graphics in Desert Grey test demo. The average frame was 300 frames and our lowest frame was 138. The performance was already excellent. The upcoming game is King's Glory for PC with graphics at 4K max in the Battle Royale mode. Frame rates approach a smooth 350 FPS. Up next, Peace Elite for PC with 2K3 Ultra graphics. During the skydive, frames are at 90, and post-landing it stabilizes near 100 FPS. Such performance in an AAA title is commendable. Next for AAA games testing, we chose games that don't demand much configuration but are well optimized. Firstly, Rebellious Goddaughter graphics set to 2K all middle enable FSR quality in-game. Actual frame rate can reach almost 100 frames, very exaggerated. Next is Red Dead Redemption 2 graphics set to 2K all high enable FSR quality. Test result average was 72 frames. The performance was equally good. Do this. Next test game is Tomb Raider, shadow graphics set to all high at native 2K resolution. Average frame was 78 frames. Next is QQ Speed, Microsoft HD Remastered graphics set to 2K preset high. Test result average was 83. Last test game is Black Myth, Wukong graphics set to 2K all high, enable FSR balance in secondary generation test. Average was 88, unbelievable, pros in this game, the frame rate was that high. Next is power consumption test software using Philmark Donut to see this. Sapphire Vega 64 ultra white platinum full load power consumption is 240 watts at 37%, 1200 RPM fan speed, core temperature only 62 degrees, hotspot temperature 75, memory temperature 74, cooling performance is very good. Finally, to summarize with one sentence describing this card, old flagship style remains. 2K3A can still fight, except for high power consumption. I can hardly find any faults on it.
Aside from performance, talking about appearance, this card is the king. Even the Glamour King can be okay. If you have a dusty Vega, how about clean it and power it on? Let's revisit the era when AMD fought for the future. Also, this episode's Sapphire Vega 64 Ultra White Platinum will be given away as a benefit to everyone. Details can be found in the pinned dynamic of the channel. Okay, that's all the content for this episode. I am Minor Card. See you in the next video.